Oh, Lord, please tell me these folks.
We're going to be all right.
Oh.
Just hang on.
I know.
All right, Mary, you're a co-host.
Okay, I don't know what the hell that means.
Kevin, last name.
Patel,
Hey, that's
P-A-T-E-L.
great.
How do you have it? How do you have yourself
It is.
listed in
That's
here?
fantastic.
Me?
No, Kevin Patel. How do you have yourself listed, named?
Mm.
Hello? Do you
Oh,
see
okay.
him?
Okay. I might take a minute. I'm on a meeting. I will be on a meeting about the student speaker thing. So if I don't pick right up, I will call you right back. Okay. Okay. Well, good luck with the doctors.
There
Okay.
we
I hope
go.
to see
Mute
you.
yourself.
Sally, put yourself on mute.
Hi, Mary Manning.
Yes.
Hi, it's Pat Nixon calling from Nova Scotia.
Hi, Pat. Thanks for
Hey.
joining us.
Oh, no problem.
We're having a few technical issues. Just please hang on.
Oh, no problem at all.
Yeah,
I'll self-mute here.
Okay, if everybody mutes, I've got Kevin as a co-host. I've got Mary as a co-host. Wasn't there one more person?
It was Fred.
Okay.
I'm here, Claudia. This is Eric.
Claudia, this is Fred. I had a problem getting onto the website because the paper that was sent did not. I had to look for the meeting code to get on.
Ah, sorry.
Yeah, even myself too. I had to log on through the meeting code.
Okay, Fred, you're a co-host. Kevin, you're a co-host. Mary, you're a co-host.
And since you guys know how technically challenged I am on this, I don't know what that means except to be thankful that you guys are all here to have my back. Okay, are we good to go then?
I think so.
Hey, good morning, everybody, and thank you for joining us. When we're finished today, we're all going to be smiling and happy and ready to take on the world of student speaker. Besides our lovely, wonderful Lions for California, we actually have Pat Dixon from Canada sitting in today because they have a contest similar to ours, and he is wanting to listen to our ideas on how to save a student speaker contest. For those of you that don't know, I'm Mary Manning. I am this year's MD4 Student Speaker Committee Chair. The other members of my committee are Garrett Becker, Kevin Patel, Audrey Woolrich, Brian Clapper, Fred Caldera, and Beverly Clark. Okay, I've had a lot of questions and stuff sent to me, so I'm going to do some talking at first, and then we will come to questions and answers. As you know, I wish I could tell you I had a template to hand you on how to hold the club, zone, or region student speaker contest, but that is not going to be the case. But it is our hope that we will give you the tools to do your contest your way.
Word tools.
As you have been made aware, the Lions 4th District Student Speaker Foundation has determined that for the scholarships to be awarded at the district, area, and final levels of the 2021 MD4 Student Speaker Contest, the contest will have to be held live with all the rules and regulations addressed in the 84th MD4 Annual Student Speaker Handbook. No video or Zoom presentations will be accepted at those levels. The 4th District Student Speaker Foundation is the funding agent for those scholarships and can make those requirements. That being said, the MD4 Student Speaker Contest is administered by the Lions of MD4 to give local clubs, zones, and regions more flexibility to hold their contests. The Student Speaker Committee has agreed that the club level, zone level, and region level of the MD4 Student Speaker Contest can be held live by live Zoom or a hybrid of the two. It will be the responsibility of each district and to use the guidelines established by the CDC and their county regarding venue use, number of participants, social distancing requirements, and other rules dictated by the COVID restrictions. As chair of your contest, It will be your responsibility to inform participants in the MD4 student speaker contest that due to the COVID-19 virus restrictions, the MD4 contest may be canceled at any time, thus ending the 4th District Student Speakers Foundation's obligation to fund the scholarship. The following disclaimer has been added to the reading of the rules that you read before you start the student speaker contest. See page 14 of the handbook, and please read after rule number 10 and before reading causes for disqualification. Due to the restrictions of COVID-19 virus, the MD4 student speaker contest may be canceled at any time, thus ending the Lions 4th District Student Speaker Foundation's obligation for funding scholarships. If you do not have this disclaimer for you to read, contact your district governor, contact your area student speaker representative, contact me. I'll give you my email at the end of this briefing. The other changes are contest date requirements. Almost all of them stay the same as what's in the handbook, except for the area and final contest because of the joint COG and convention scheduled for May 18th through the 23rd. The area contests are now on or before May 10th, and the final will be held at the joint COG or convention May 18th through the 23rd. Date to be announced. Okay, now I'm going to address some of the questions that were sent to me, and then I'm sure there'll be lots more, but a lot of these are the same questions I got from several people. As you know, yes, you can hold a live Zoom contest. Yes, if you must hold a live contest, it does need to follow the CDC and your county COVID restrictions. And if you can't do that, then it will be your responsibility to cancel your contest. I don't want you to think that we are making you do this, but we want to give you the tools so that you can have fun and still do this. There are ways to do this. We just have to think outside the box. Only the district, area, and final, please wait. Only the district, area, and final contest will have to be held live. That way, that's why there's the added disclaimer. If for some reason all this COVID goes to where we can't even do small gatherings, but that hopefully that won't happen. Regarding the use of outdoor facilities, the only mention I've seen in the handbook does not really prohibit outdoor contests. It only mentions on page 10, number 13, considering the size of the room being adequate for it being held and to be able to close it. Pandemic has changed these things, and outdoor venues are going to be acceptable this year. This is this year. But when you're choosing an outdoor venue, don't, think about where you're going. Is there a circus there? Obviously, that's not going to be the best place. Is there some possibility of some noise? Well, that's possible, but face it, all your speakers will have the same noise, and you'll just have to work with it. That's the whole thing. We're giving you permission to do your best. I'm not going to say outside won't have its challenges, but we are Lions, and we're strong, and we're going to get through this. Okay, now the fourth question, how to keep the whole group from seeing student information on Zoom? I work with the Blind Community Center of San Diego, and we do live Zoom all the time. And talk to your techies in your district. There's a way to take off everybody's name and phone number. And one of the reasons I have all these people on my back helping me is because I don't know how to do this, but ask somebody, this is going to be a joint project with everybody this year. Number 5, how to collect and get the judges' sheets to the tellers to have, okay. We did some brainstorming Tuesday on this. Take pictures, scan them, make your own cards, make a fill in the blank. All they have to do is fill it in and email it back to you. We're thinking outside of the box here, folks, and you have permission to be as creative as you need to. Please. Same with the judges' worksheets, the teller worksheets. This is not a cookie cutter plan. I know us student speaker people we're so used to having this book and we follow this book. This year it's woo, throw it out the window sort of and do the best we can. You might have to make up your own worksheets on this. Use the ones that for student speakers a guideline and make them. I did them last year for the MD4 governor's contest. I just took it and made it. I had complaints because they looked sloppy, but they worked. Timer data. That was another question on how you're going to get it to each other. Worst, call somebody on the phone. Please remember, these are lions you trust. You're going to have to trust people. And I know it's hard right now because we're all scared of each other. How to prevent speakers from using clocks or notes. Well, then again, trust issue, or I've heard of some clubs that are having the speakers come to a room and have like one person letting one speaker at a time to do the speech. Same thing, you're going to have to work at what makes, I don't have a bad answer for everybody. How to get the original judges, timers, tellers, and worksheets sent to the next level, or to your timers and tellers. Same thing. Take a picture of them, scan them, email them, Photoshop, anything like that. How to get to the information to the next level. Same thing. You can scan it, or goodness sakes, put it in the mail. Just think about. Here's an idea I had on announcing the, one of the questions was on how to do the student speakers order. My idea was when assign each student a letter, A, B, C, D, E, and then on your live Zoom, announce student A and pull a number, your spot is number 2, and just go like that down the line. Another question was asked about the audience being a part of the contest. It's a pandemic. We know we would love to have our big 100 people watching this contest. Nobody more than me sitting here right now and my lovely committee. But that's not going to be available. And especially we're still in the midst of this pandemic very seriously. But again, even though we won't be having audiences like we expect, there's going to be some form of live audiences when we get to the district, area, and final. It is, no one said this is going to be easy, but we're trying to save this contest. This year's students deserve the chance to win these scholarships, and let's do our best to give them this opportunity the best way you can. Okay, at this point, I'd like to open up the questions. I have Kevin, you were in charge of chats. So if you have people who like raise your hand or your thumb thing or whatever, and I think he is going to then unmute you so you can ask your question.
Kevin, Tracy Pollock.
Yeah,
has
that's
her
what
hand up.
I did ask to unmute.
I'm doing it.
Hey, there you go.
Hi there.
Hi, Tracy.
I have a request. Instead of every individual club making their own little form, could we just have one form sent to us through email that we can forward that already has everything we need on it? I just see that's a lot of people hours being consumed by every individual club trying to create their own little form. I know in Google, there's something called Google Forms that you can push that out and people fill it in and you get the data live. But even if it was just a single, even if it was just a template that they filled in, you know, like when we do an application online and then they emailed it back to us.
Tracy, I understand what you're saying. When I approached this the other night, it was, I'm more than willing to set up a form, but I'm not as technically savvy as probably all of you. And mine would be a Word document that basically you just fill in the blanks. But if you guys want something like that, perhaps I can do it or I can coordinate it being done. But as a group,
let's ask the group right now who could do it. We've got a bunch of people here. Who has that savviness?
Some of these forms are on MD4 website.
yes, but you can't fill in the blanks on the computer on them. They're wanting something you can fill in the blanks and
So
then
create an editable PDF
yes.
or Word doc.
Yeah.
I think now Ellen, Ellen wants to say something. Yes.
Thank you. Tracy, I mean, we already have all the forms. I mean, the editable PDF is fine.
We can't hear you. You're on mute, Alan.
Please unmute Ellen.
There you go. Sorry. Hi, Tracy. So, I mean, the forms are already there. I mean, yes, the editable PDF would be fine, but all you need to do is someone can fill it in and then just send it. I mean, to one person who's going to be the chairman. Yeah. We don't have to recreate we don't have to reinvent the wheel. I mean, it's already, all the forms are already there. Just use the forms you already have. The tellers have their forms. The judges have their forms. We got a phone. Just send them over.
Yeah.
Well, we just heard a spiel about making our own forms and doing whatever and however we do it. So I was under the impression we'd be making our own forms.
No, what we're trying to do here is give you options that you take and do whatever makes best for you. If
Yes,
you feel you need to make a form, fine. If you don't have the technology to take a picture of it and send it on, using the MD4 ones, you know, like I said, what we're doing is giving you permission to do what you can to get this done. Next, please.
Yes, Lil Workman wants to say something. Yeah.
Thank you, Lyle. I have not seen this, and I don't believe anybody on my committee has seen these.
Lyle, do you know when you sent those? If you could do me a favor and just send them to me, council chair, and CKAY.
Okay.
613 CAYUCOS@gmail.com.
You put it in a chat.
I can't find a chat on my piece here.
Yeah, there isn't chat in
and I don't know
session.
Yes, and somebody did that in this major settings and I didn't catch it because I usually have it on.
Okay. Go to the security settings.
I think
Lyle, I'll tell you what, I can look you up. I will send you my email.
Thank you, Claudia.
And then I'll see that the whole committee gets it and then you can help disseminate it. And I'll talk to Cass about putting it up on the website.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Lion Goshia wants to say something. Yes.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. My name is Lion Gosha from Sunnyvale Host Lions in 4C6. I wanted to say that every PDF can be edited and filled when you use Adobe Reader to open it or other programs. It's basically easy. If you don't know how to do it, Google it and you'll get an answer. The only thing that you need, like at least I use a Adobe Reader for opening the PDF. However, if we have give me a second. However, there is another way, like a Word document that it's easily fillable and then can be transformed into the PDF if you want to use the PDF. Rose, I'm on the meeting. So sorry, my daughter. Maybe, I don't know, because it seems like a very easy solvable technical issue. So if it makes all of our lives easier. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Next.
I think Lion Sally wants to say something. Lion Sally?
Yes, I have a question. Because most of our students in our region, the contestant most likely are junior and senior, and let's say they pass the club in zone and region, but all of a sudden maybe they cannot get to district because pandemic does not allow us to continue move on to have live. So would that be a problem for them to continue the contest, or we might need to force to not to continue in case? And those senior students, they put so much effort into their work. I feel like if we really, in case we really have to stop the contest, it's not really fair for some of the students. So I don't know, are we able to invite them next year for those senior students?
I think all of us are aware that this pandemic has messed up our whole world. And unfortunately, that's why we have the disclaimer, because if for some reason your district is not able to hold a live contest or the student is not able to go forward, that is why we have the disclaimer. And as harsh as this sounds, that's the reality of it. Because there's, Tuesday night as my group, I've been, I keep thinking I can fix this because I'm a fixer. I can't fix this. This is a pandemic. We are at its will, not our will. So yes, if it can't go on, it will be canceled. That's up to your district and your people, though. We are not at this point. We are going forward, and it's up to you guys to make these decisions. Next.
I think speaker one.
Speaker one.
Right. Speaker one is I'm Lion Mo Powers from 4C3, Montclair Lions Club. I just changed my name to speaker one here to illustrate that you can do that, so that might obviate the problem of telling the kids' names. And also I checked in the participants list, my name is also changed to speaker one.
Very good. Thank you for that.
That's a pretty simple solution.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much.
I think
Loya?
Helen?
Yeah. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
It's Helene.
Helene. There you go.
From 4C5. I have two questions. First question is, if a club is not going to have the contest, but there's a student that they want to participate, but their board decided they don't want to hold the contest, can that student participate in another club who is going to hold the contest?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And your other question?
Even though it's from a different area?
As long as everybody's copacetic about it, we don't worry too much about poaching, especially this year. If you've got clubs because I have some major good clubs that I've got at least 5 that are serious. And I'm trying to find them, the speakers that usually go to them other clubs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. And the other question is, I know you have to have tellers and counters and judges. Now you have to have separate tellers and separate counters. You can't have.
No, you can use the same lions for your tellers and your timers.
Okay. That was my other question. So you can have, so this way it breaks down on the amount of people you have in one area. Because you're, you know, in some areas you can
The only thing we changed,
because you, I mean, in some areas, like I'm Placer County, you're not supposed to have more than 10 people in one area.
Right.
So they can do the job of 2 people then.
Yeah. And figure out that even your chair can do be a timer, and they could be a teller too. So you know, it's you know, instead of us sharing the wealth like we always want to, this year we may have to do multiple jobs.
Okay.
Get it done.
Okay, thank you.
I think Kim and Frank were next.
Guys,
Francis followed.
I don't know where to put the hand up, so just put it in the queue, please, somewhere.
Sure, Nancy.
To raise your hand, you can look at, you should have a button that says reactions. And in that reactions, there's a flag that you can raise your hand.
All right, Nancy, I have you on the list. We'll put you up here.
It's Diana, but thanks.
So, so this is Kim Sandoval. I'm from the Crescenta Valley Lions Club. Expanding a bit on Sally Chu's question about the area and the future contest being live and in person. I may have missed it because I was a few minutes late to the beginning of the meeting, but what is the rationale to have them? If we can hold our clubs on Zoom, what is the rationale to hold a future contest in person? Because that does limit the amount of people. We tend to feed our contestants through our local high schools. And while we can expand it to the community, which we do, the ones that want to participate come through the schools. And we have the ability to say no, that we can do this all on Zoom, not in person.
Okay, the reason is if I don't make this clear enough, I'll defer to Chris Orm, the president of the board of directors for the 4th District Student Speaker Foundation. The Student Speaker Foundation last year went ahead and funded that morphed project that we had, because we already had kids in the pipeline and they had been promised a scholarship. This year, the directors were very unhappy with that contest last year. They did not like the because it was YouTube and that kind of stuff. So it was their determination that they will not fund the scholarships for the district, area, and final if it's not done live. So the answer is we have to do what the foundation says. And that was their vote. And their vote was substantial. It wasn't like it was 50-50 or something like that. Chris, is there anything else you would like to add to that?
No, that was pretty clear. It was, out of our 17 directors, 14 voted that we would not fund it if it wasn't held in person. According to our articles of corporation, our student speakers contest, which can be interpreted many ways, has to be held in person. And that's what they went with.
Okay. Thank you for your question on that. So I hope that clarifies why. And the distinction is because the funding agencies for the club, the zone, and the regions are not the foundation. That's why we were able to do the live Zoom. Okay. Nancy, you want to talk?
Wait a minute. We have Frank, who's been patiently waiting.
Hi, good morning. My name is Frank Lucchetti with Valley of the Moon Lions in Sonoma. Our students are obviously all on remote learning. How does, or what is a recommendation for communicating to the majority of students our contest. We have put it in the daily bulletin. I've given it to the high school counselors, but I'm not sure of how many students have actually received the information. What I'm hearing from teachers is there's a lot of students who just are not turning their video on, and I'm not sure whether they're getting the correct information about our contest. I'm looking at putting it in a local newspaper possibly, and putting something out there in general so that everybody can be aware of the contest and get some response that way. Are there any ideas of how to communicate this?
Well, I think you've covered the school part, because basically you sent it to them. Does anyone have an idea that's working for their district that can help this gentleman?
I think Facebook, as well as your local Patch, an online newspaper, they do ads, marketplace on Facebook, and people will see it that may not see the school bulletin.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Also, I would suggest you contact the teachers who have sent students in the past. That's what we do here in Mammoth Lakes. We go directly to the teachers, and then they host the contest through their classroom.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Nextdoor is also very helpful.
Nextdoor. Oh, that's good.
Do any of you have Nextdoor?
Yes.
Yeah, Nextdoor.
Yep.
I think Nancy is next.
Yes, we have next door.
Hey, Nancy.
Thank you. I'm actually Diana. I was somehow got in on Nancy's.
That's okay.
I'm with the Danville Lions group. And my question is, I hope, pretty straightforward. You talked about notes in the handbook. And did you revise the handbooks from the ones that you sent out?
We have added the disclaimer. That's what I was talking about. We've had to add the disclaimer that basically allows us to, it gives the Lions, the 4th District Student Speaker Foundation, and the students from the beginning, from the first contest, they know that it's possible there will not be an end scholarship. And so if you would like, I will give you my email. You can send at me and I will send it to you. My email is ed, E-D, and A-N-D, Mary, M-A-R-Y, M at cox.net. And I can send you that. And I also believe that we can send it out via the multiple.
Okay, because I went ahead and sent it out. So now I guess I'm going to have to tell everybody here's a replacement that'll have this disclaimer put inside. So
well, there's a disclaimer on the front of it already that says that due to COVID-19, the Student Speaker Committee has right to implement changes at any time. So that's not going to be a problem for you because it says it right here on the bottom of the front page. But yes, that is, if I'm sorry that you haven't got that, because that's been in the pipeline for several weeks now. It's obvious how you're getting your information that you haven't gotten the disclaimer sent to you, and I'd like to rectify that. Who's next?
Francis?
Yes, I have my hand raised because I have a couple members from my club. I'm from Byron Delta Lions, who don't seem to be able to access their raise hand button. So I would like to ask Sally to go ahead and unmute and ask her question.
Okay, thank you, Francis. I appreciate it. Yes, I can put up hearts and I can applaud and I can give you a thumbs up, but I couldn't raise my hand. So my question has to do with the lion monitors within the room. And I have would like to know specifically, do we need to have a lion representative somewhere in the room when the students are speaking? Or are you saying the students could speak from home with no supervision?
It's up to you.
Okay, so you made it that creative.
Yeah.
I just wanted to check.
Like I said, basically what in all the discussions, because there's been hundreds of hours have gone into this, not to whine, but basically we're giving you permission to be creative We are honest people. You're dealing with lions. You have to trust them. And we're just going to have to go with the flow, folks.
Okay, I had a question about parent challenges. And if there was nothing to verify it, where do you go from that?
What are they going to challenge? That somebody was using notes?
I don't know that someone was interrupted or somebody's, they need more time because of an internet connection or any number of things.
One of the things that the National Science Foundation, who does the Science Bowl, and some of these other programs are doing is they're not allowing challenges.
Oh, okay.
They're just upfront telling people there are no challenges because it's virtual and it's not a possibility to pull that off in any way.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you
basically
can
you're gonna
announce that ahead of time.
Yeah. You're going to have cutouts. You're going to have pauses. You're going to have buffeting. You know, that was the thing last year. It was, you know, real obvious that you couldn't, you know, technology was doing its own thing and it's not doing. Anything else, Sally?
Can I also have Kathy Doty be able to ask her question because she's been raising her hand for a long time as well.
Thank you. Sally had it answered. It was about contesting a
great.
speaker.
Thank you, guys.
Hey, Julia.
I'm guessing you mean Juliana?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. There's so many people. I wasn't sure. Actually, I had a suggestion because I know we need to have the official tellers to review all the paperwork. But if you're doing it via Zoom, you can do a breakout session. You can actually send the tellers to a breakout session. One of those people can send you a text when they've reached their results. And then you can take them out of the breakout section and make the announcements.
Thank you. That's what we're here today for. The networking because, you know, many of you are super savvy with this stuff. Some of the rest of us are borrowing people to get this accomplished.
I think Paula Robinson has had her hand up for ages.
Thank you. Paula Robinson, Walnut Creek, Ignacio Valley Lions out of District 4C3. I was wondering, is it okay during this pandemic to make the disclaimer to announce the winner the next day to get the emails back from the judges and tellers?
We had a mixed response to that Tuesday night when we discussed this. It was decided that it needed to be done the same day.
Okay, thank you.
You can probably, you know, yeah. Anybody else?
Pam has had her hand up forever.
Unmute yourself. There you go.
Hi,
Pam.
Pam Pankey, Oceanside Sea Lions, and also Coastal Zone Chair for my district. I have a question. If my club is the only club in my zone that is doing a contest, I don't know for sure if the other one is or not. Does the student who wins mine automatically win the zone? And
No,
do I
you have to hold a contest.
Even if there's only one person?
Yes.
You have to
so in other words, basically, I know I'm going to have the club contest, of course, but I'm saying the winner of that, what if there's nobody else in my zone that's doing a contest?
That's the way it is, even because we've had this many times that there's only been one speaker at the zone level. And you have to have the speaker, it can't be automatic because they have, part of this is giving them practice.
Okay. So you have to have it, even if you're the only club in your entire zone that has it, you still have to have a zone contest.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I think Lion Robert wants to ask something. Little John.
Quick comment. I'm with Palma Valley Lions Club. I've had good luck going through the principals in terms of advertising the contest, and they'll disseminate it out to their English or speech teachers, etc. And we picked up quite a few more contestants this year than usual that way. Thanks.
Thank you, Robert.
I think Art is next.
Yes, I'm Art Delgadillo, Aurora Grande Lions, MD4. You mentioned that the directors of the foundation got together and took a vote and determined, how the contest would proceed this year. how would I know who my director is so I can speak to him or her to find out how they voted and their rationale for their vote? Because I certainly want to express to them the concerns I have on behalf of youngsters. In our area, there's usually 3 clubs that will hold a contest, and we've worked very hard to make this a contest where we have multiple students, multiple parents, and so forth participate. And I just want to share my concerns, but also express my recommendations to him or her, to the directors, because I had no idea that this had been already determined. There was nothing came out to ask for my input. So anyway, that's where I'm coming from. So who would I speak to in my area?
I'll defer to Chris if my answer is not correct. Chris, step up. Basically, you can go to the foundation website, and there should be a list of directors in that website, and they are directors from all over the state. You don't have a specific director for your, you have an area representative of the student speaker contest, but we have no control of what the foundation does.
Actually, Mary.
But also, do you have go ahead.
Actually, Mary, they're on page 22 of the handbook.
Okay.
Those are all the people that are involved.
That's right. Thank you.
And I just want to say again that we did not have anything to do with how the contest is done. The foundation comes into play for the scholarship area. That seems to be a little bit of a mix-up right there, but and anytime anybody has any questions, I'm just an email or a phone call away, and to help you find out the answers and to know who you're repping. I believe you're an A3, correct, Art?
We're in San Luis Obispo County.
Yeah, A3.
Okay, A3.
Yeah, you have a director on here who's also our secretary.
All right. Well, like I said, we're all volunteers, and but I certainly want to be involved in. I'd like to be involved in the input process, but I will support the outcome. And we've been very fortunate that we have found a teacher contact in our local high school, and we're a unified school district, and that teacher contact has put me in contact with tech people and so forth. So we're going to be able to hold our contest with multiple participants. Thank you.
That's wonderful.
Thank you. Next is Diana, Lion Diana.
Hi, me again. So I heard that, well, I'm not sure how to say this, so I'll just say it. So we've been talking about pre-recording the speakers. So and it sounds like it all has to be done in one day. Could we pre-record in one day? Like have the first one come in. We're thinking of one of our members is a doctor, and we might be able to use their office, which will be nice and clean and all the requirements for COVID, and then have them go into an exam room and do their speech. That way there's no clock, there's no notes. But then we'd have to, defer it. So is that a no-no?
Yeah, it all has to be done live.
Okay. All right, well, that's my question, so thank you.
Next is Irene.
Thank you. I'm Irene Wetzel from Sonora Lions Club, and I have to say to Art, my past Lions Club in Arroyo Grande, I miss you guys. But anyway, I just wanted to give you some ideas. As far as there are many virtual services, and so just the recent people using virtual meetings in the way of Zoom think that there's only Zoom. Our club is going to go to a webinar, because a webinar can display only the person who's speaking, and has a lot more possibilities. I also wanted to address the point of recording. I was starting to think, if you record your contest, then who do you share it with? It should not be shared so that other contestants can see it from other places. So be careful not to put it on YouTube. That's all I have to say.
It has to be live and it can't be recorded.
Thank you.
Next is Sally, Lion Sally.
Actually, I was raising hand for my region chair, Sierra region chair, Stan.
Okay, Stan?
Stan, unmute yourself, Stan.
I am. I did.
There you go.
Thank you. I didn't know if he was controlling this or not.
Nope.
Thank you, Sally. I appreciate that. I'd also like to have Juliana recognized as our chair from Mammoth Lakes. We have 4 clubs up here in the Sierra region. My hope is this year all 4 will participate. It's been a battle sometimes in one of the clubs. We are trying that. I think we're going to run into technological problems, but having heard Juliana make her comments earlier, I think we can incorporate some of what she has. She's a longtime student speaker contest chair up there in Mammoth. One of the gentlemen asked about how do you publicize, if you will. Don't overlook your local radio and television outlets. Many times they'll do a PSA, a public service announcement for you, and you can get that in quickly, especially with electronic media. With the paper, sometimes you've got a printing publication schedule. My question, more importantly at this point, is since we're trying to keep the logistics of personnel down, there have been an exception in the past in case of emergency that a lion could serve as a judge. Is that a possibility in all of this?
We did not feel last year, we did say yes, lions could be, but this year we thought everybody has enough time to get judges. So we did not make that contingency this year. So this time, everybody has to not be a judge. I mean, not be a lion that is a judge.
No lions. I understand. I have held off organizing again this year as far as getting the judges for all 3 levels, only because we didn't have these guidelines available to us. All right. I think we're going to be able to bleed those judges in with whatever network we do. My question, though, was logistically, could we use lions? I think I'm hearing the firm answer, no.
No.
Is that correct?
That is correct.
All right.
That is
Thank you for
correct.
that. All right. When do we get, is there going to be any kind of a blanket notice other than what we read in the paper or elsewhere as far as the COVID guidelines for meetings of not more than 10, not more than 25, whatever?
Yeah.
Do we have any timing for that at all coming down to?
You're going to have to look to your own district, your own county, your own personal codes.
Just to support Mary on that, California covers a huge geographic area, and the COVID restrictions are not the same from north to south and east to west. You really have to look at what is allowed in your area, and that's up to club, zone, region, districts. They have to look at what they're facing because each area is very different. We just want to encourage you to follow the restrictions that you have in your area.
Is it possible? I'm going to be trying to be funny in the middle of all this. Is it possible that we can have a lion chaplain marry all of us so that we're all related?
We could try that.
Good deal.
It is California.
I'm for that. It should pass in California.
Bless you.
We're not in Utah.
Yeah. Well, if you couldn't tell, I went to Berkeley, so that's why I did that. Thank you.
Divorce is going to be difficult, Stan.
Thank you. Next is Lion James, please.
Hi, I'm Lion James Baldwin out of Benicia, and my high school has reluctantly declined to participate this year due to the logistics. I like what you said about me reaching out to Vallejo, see if they have some sponsorship and I can go back to the high school. That's a great idea. Thank you for covering that. My logistical question is there something I need to do to notify someone that Benicia Club that we're not participating due to the high school's reluctance?
You might want to tell your district governor, but we don't have any need at the state level to know this.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Next is Lion Francis.
Yes, I have my hand raised for our second Vice District Governor, Linda Barbara.
Thank you, Francis. Thank you, Franny. I think most of the questions that I had have been answered because I've been waiting and listening for a little bit. The only thing that I would like to add is I just got a Instagram from my granddaughter who is in the group that we're talking about for our student speakers contest. She recommended that we do not rely totally on Facebook or some of those, as she said, old people's medias. She suggested we try. I know my family's very blunt. She said she recommended that we use Instagram and Twitter, mostly Instagram, because that's what that age group relates to. So to the gentleman who was inquiring about what we should do, I think we should use all social media that we can, but those are the two that came right from the mouth of the participants. So
Oh, Linda, maybe you and Jen could do a TikTok video.
oh, absolutely. Oh yeah, everybody would die to see that.
Yeah, TikTok will be great.
That might be the one that brings them all in, you guys. You just don't know. TikTok, that's a good idea.
Yes, yes.
Good idea.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Landonna, Prince.
Hello. My question is, what is the criteria for calling off the contest at any level? Is it if a district can't compete, an area can't compete, or, you know, what is the criteria that's in place for making that decision?
You're going to have to decide that yourself. I know that sounds like we're throwing the baby out with the water, but we can't decide for you because everybody's area is different and that kind of stuff. Now, if you're at the district level, I would just assume that you're going to pull together your zones and your regions and people, and it's not going to be a decision of one person. So you're going to have to support your your district student speaker chair. Same with your area contest. If they're having a problem finding the location, maybe you're going to be the one that's going to stay up and say, like the person said with the doctor's office, because that's going to be the big problem, is finding a venue, especially when you get up to the ones that are these scholarships. You would like to have it as professional as you can. I really don't want to have to do my district contest or my area contest outside of the park.
Well, no, I'm actually referring to as far as the foundation or the student speaker committee is concerned, as far as if they decided that they could not hold an area contest or the final contest.
Well, having sat on this board for quite a while, the people that we have running this committee are going to do everything they can possibly do to run the area and final contest. And I'm pretty sure I know most of I know quite a few of the district. It's going to have to be catastrophic. And so I know I'm not Pollyanna, but we have to just hope that we can do this within, it's going to be limited, maybe 10 people, even at these live levels.
Everybody in California and Canada are here.
Well, I'm impressed with the involvement, and some of these areas are,
I'm trying
really.
Somebody's got mute on, please.
Next is Lion Cindy.
See, he can't see me. I can't put a thing that I'm raising my hand.
No, they'll see it.
No, I've been doing this thumbs up. Yeah. See, I don't know.
Yes, Lion Cindy.
Lion Cindy is mute.
Hi, sorry about that. Lion Denise is the one that has her thumb up like this. That's the unmuted one. But what I have heard from several students is that their stress level is so much higher this year than ever before that they're not wanting to put their name in the hat to participate in the student speaker contest when there's a possibility of the last 3 levels of scholarship being canceled at any time. And that's actually what I'm hearing all across with the Lions clubs as well, is there with the uncertainty, we have probably 90% of the clubs that normally participate in our district have decided to step back this year and take a year off because the disappointment from these students if they complete the club, zone, and region level, and then the district, because like we're way up in Northern California and we can't travel down to Windsor where our district student speaker contest normally is. So our student would automatically be disqualified from the district level contest because they can't travel down there. And so they're not willing to take the risk with all the other stuff that they have on their plate this year. So that's what our challenge is. We have 3 clubs in our region that hold a contest every single year. And not one of those 3 clubs has a single student willing to take the chance that the district level and all of the scholarships will be canceled at any time. So that's where I'm at.
Cindy, I feel your pain. Like I said, I've got
Thank you.
5 of my strongest clubs have pulled out, and
Yeah.
but that's why it's, you know. But then I have others that are just as strong as
and
can
I'm
be.
the
We decided. We talked the other night about this.
I'm the cabinet secretary for our district. And we sent out a poll to all of the clubs, or an email asking all of the clubs. And out of the entire district, we had 2 clubs say that they have their club level contest set. And that's out of a whole district.
Yep.
So.
Yep. It's, you know, and it's going to be that kind of a year. That's just the way it's going to be. And we talked about the fact that we're going to be, you know, face it, from a student speaker point of view, this would be a great year to be involved in this, because
Yeah, but you're running the risk of not having the best students that are, I'm not trying to be down on any of the students, but you guys might be, or the Student Speaker Foundation may be shelling out money to student or scholarships to students who possibly would not be the best student this year, but because the best students have elected to not participate, they're getting rewarded.
Yes,
So,
but that's your student's choice, and none of this is fair. There is nothing fair about any of this.
Yes,
Can I
and I
interfere?
would definitely support Lion Mary, because you see, at least those who have come up and those who are participating, they really wants to participate. Even there is nothing like good or bad, because whoever participate, we have to be fair with each and every one. Thank you. And
hey, Mary, this is Fred. And
Hi,
to
Fred.
Kevin, down there on your lower left hand thing, there are the comments we've been hearing right there. The people who have the thumbs up, look at them too.
I did,
okay.
but they're unmuting themselves again. They're muting themselves.
Okay.
So Dennis Raymore.
Thank you. I'm Denise Ramon Herrera from Los Gatos Lions Club. And first of all, I want to congratulate the entire committee of hosting this, so all of us have an understanding. And I appreciate everyone's comment and our concerns, because, you know, truly we want to have a contest this year. And regardless of, you know, some students are some schools are choosing not to do it, but what is important is we still continue this. And I've jotted down notes, but I was wondering, will the district be sending this information out to all of us, what we're discussing? I know the disclaimer. I understand that, Mary and Kevin, but it would be great if we could just all get exactly what we talked about today. And then the disclaimer, I understand it is on the website of the district. And also, I really like that Lion Lyle got those forms so we can fill them out. And if those were on the website too, it would be great. I just want to congratulate everyone. I mean, there's 175 of us who are here to just have this understanding about the contest. So congratulations to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is Lion Garden Grove Lions.
This is being recorded, so then where will it be at so people can refer to it?
Yes, Lion Garden Grove Lions.
Oh,
thank you.
Nobody heard that.
I'm Chuck Lake with the Garden Grove Lions in 4L4. Our club is pretty close to the border with another district. And we've talked about, you know, having students not necessarily right next to where your club is. Are there any restrictions of participants crossing between districts?
I don't think there is, as long as they start out with the club. I may be wrong on this, but basically there's nothing that says, yeah, usually everybody's from the same, they live in their own district, but I don't know, what is the thinking on this? I told you I was going to defer to you guys today. Because see, that's the difference in where, the areas that have very small areas to cover, most of us have very large areas to cover. So it's not practical to say, I want to go to 405, type of thing, because there's, a commute.
It's not necessarily that we're going out recruiting. We have in the past been contacted by schools outside of our district who are nearby us. And I just was asking for a clarification if there's any restrictions on that.
If they're not signed up with another club, I don't think there's any restrictions, because then it's, not the poaching thing. Of course, I haven't heard that poaching stuff since I was a really young lion. Basically, if you got a kid that's signed up for your club, I don't think their address really matters. Especially this year.
Next is PDG Land Doug.
Good morning. One of the things that Mary said earlier was that some of the contests could be held outdoors. I'm looking down at the calendar, and the fact that the region contest at the end is April 19th, and then we go on through May into June. Your outdoors could be your absolute venue when you are locked out of a building. So don't give up without checking at least the weather. And if you've got weather concerns and you need to make the change in your date, you have a week to notify everybody concerned, but don't shut it down just because of a restricted building. There's plenty of outdoor space out there. So that's my comments.
One of the funny things I heard was, see, I'm a Southern California poinsettia. I was born and raised here. So I forget that some of you have weather. And because they were saying, I'm not doing a minute outside, it's 35 degrees. And I said, oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, we had snow last week.
I'm so sorry for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next is Lan Ellen, please.
Just to answer the question from the gentleman from Garden Grove, if you look, I believe in the manual, it does talk about the fact that if you are crossing over into different districts, it probably would be a good idea to just contact the district chairperson for that other district, just to make certain that that is, that's not a problem. Usually, I mean, I've had this issue before, and it's never been a problem. So just, just to be on the up and up, I would contact the other district's chairperson just to make sure, especially if there's no club, in the area that's running a contest and that student wants to participate in one of the clubs in your district. So that's what.
Good idea, Alan. Very good.
Next is Lan D. Lemon.
Yes, my name is Dee, and I'm with the Santa Margarita Lions Club in Santa Margarita, San Luis Obispo County. And I'm a new Lions member, and I'm overseeing the speaker contest in our club this year, and I'm really enjoying it. I work at a community college where I have the capability of connecting with the local high schools, and listening to all your input and stuff and the rules and stuff is really encouraging. I just want to say, though, I was kind of taken back on a comment that was made of us, the speakers, that maybe reaching out, we might not get all the best speakers. And I just want to say that we need to all remember that these students, they are the best speakers, because if they're joining, who are we to judge who's a good speaker, who's not a good speaker? And we as Lions members, we are mentors. And so to get them to come and join the speaking contest, I want to keep that in mind on everybody, because it's just as nervous for them to get up and speak, even if it's virtually or in person, because it is going to be in person. So I just want us to all be, remembrance of that. We have good speakers, all who attempt to join the speaking contest.
Thank you. Anybody else?
We've got 7 hands raised, Kevin.
Okay.
Kevin's on mute.
Oops.
Lan John Parks.
I've raised my hand for Lion Carol Lenahan from Huntington Beach Host Lions Club.
Please unmute yourself. Carol?
Voltaire Montemero, MALC, please. Milpitas, Executive Lions Club.
So,
What's going on?
yes, Lion John, who wants to?
Carol Lenahan wants to speak.
Yeah, if you can ask her to unmute, because I did.
I
ask.
just did, yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're running out of time.
Maybe, you know.
I don't know. Sorry.
Okay, that's.
Lion Linda?
Raise my hand.
Lion Linda?
Work.
Hello, this is Linda Pugliese, District Governor 4C6, and in the
Hi,
middle.
Linda.
Hi, we're in the middle of Silicon Valley, and I'm just so happy to see so many people online from our district, including our first Vice District Governor. And to answer Denise's question, we will definitely be working on fillable forms and getting the information out to all the clubs about this discussion today. So thank you very much for asking that question. And I hope that by the end of the year, the term here in that our district and all of the other contests will be live. And thank you.
Thank you very much. Lion George Briggs.
Yes, hi. I'm with LA Phil Am Lions Club.
Sure.
And going back to locations, I know sometimes weather could be a factor, but maybe I'm just throwing this out as a suggestion. Some of the restaurants or some of the event rental locations might have large canopies, chairs, and heating lamps that maybe we could put together, and they'll probably work with this on with the cost of it. And that might be a suggestion when weather's a factor and location's a factor. And that's all I wanted to throw out.
Thanks,
Thank
George.
you very much. Lion Cindy Eckert.
Hi, I'm President Santa Margarita Lion President Cindy Eckert. I just had a question on the next level. We have contestants that are interested, but we're a club level. And how are we going to find if we can go across different areas so the next level of contest for our winner? How do we find who's doing it? Is there going to be a list of clubs that are participating?
Well, that's the problem, is once your student is in your club, your next level is your zone. So if your zone is not doing it, that's the end of the contest. You can't, once you are doing this, you are locked into a particular district.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Could we hold a zone contest?
You can get your zone chair to work with you. I don't see any reason why you can't be the host and the other person's doing kind of like me today, where I'm running this, but I have to tell you, I'm not the tech behind it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So we could just keep going into a different level until if we have a contestant that wants to keep going.
Yep.
Okay. We just have to work with the person
Like I
at
said,
that level on the.
Feel, to quote Charlie's Angels, feel the love.
Okay.
Thank you.
Got it. Okay. Thanks.
Lion Ellen wanted to say something.
Yeah, I know this meeting is going to end at 11:30, and I'm the district chair for District 4L5. I'm hosting my own student speaker contest Q&A at 12 noon today. So if anyone is interested, I'll read off the meeting. It's a Zoom meeting. I'll give you the ID and the passcode if anyone still has some questions. I'm also a past chair of the state committee, so I think I kind of know what I'm talking about, maybe. So anyway, the ID is 822-0886-7741, and the passcode is capital S, contest with a capital C. That's capital S, contest with a capital C. I'll be hosting that from 12 to 1. So if anyone else wants any questions and want to join us, that would be great. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Lion Mary, I would really like to say everyone who is present here right now, 162, district chairperson is the key. You know, they need to pass information to all their regions and zones, and everyone they do get, but please pass this information to your clubs and members. If you don't pass this information, then, you know, it messes up sometimes. Okay, next is Lion Sally.
Yes, I just want to say something. Because my city is not allowed to do something with the student go out there to do some work, right? But doesn't mean some of your region cannot do it. So that's why I would support my other region in my district. They put so much effort in their work, and the student put so much effort in the work. So I would say, even though some of my club in my zone is not going to participate, however, I do want to say that you can promote student speaker contest by promoting our student speaker contest foundation, because all those scholarship are from the foundation. So what I did was promoting our student speaker contest foundation, which would help with our student speaker contest. So however, I still promote it, thinking about positive way to let our Lions clubs to move on instead of keep thinking about the negative way. That's what I want to say.
Thank you, Lion Sally. Next is Lion Sierra. Sierra Stan? Yes,
Sierra Stan, thanks. I got Sierra Stan there just so we know. Bishop Club, by the way, and we've got about a foot of snow. So the idea of an outdoor venue still is in my mind. I like the idea of the outdoor heater. Possibly, we've got some restaurants that do have that sort of thing up here for this season. Question I had is trying to get rid of the disappointment for kids involved in the speech levels if they were to be canceled. Is it possible to consider the local club and or the district to fund scholarship, a payment of some sort? The kids are not doing this for money.
Hold
my
on.
feeling was,
I'll call you back.
I have to tell you that once your district cancels your student speaker contest, and when it's no longer a student speaker contest, what you do is your business.
okay, so we have that.
I think I'm pretty much on board with that with everybody, because that's what happened last year. But the problem is then, if it's canceled, it's just not going to be it won't be the MD4 contest anymore.
Understand. I think what I'm trying to do is, it isn't money that these kids are doing it for. It's for speech skills. The big thing is, if there is a cancellation, could the club or the district remunerate those kids at some level if they choose? Sounds like I'm hearing yes. My second thing is, could Lion Allen, could you repeat your ID and password, please? Do you mind?
Yeah, let me pull it back up just a minute here. Sorry.
Okay.
It is, the code is 822-0886-7741. And its passcode is capital S, contest with a capital C.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Alan. That's really very good. Next is line Joan Parks. Sorry, Joan Parks.
Thank you. I apologize to Stan because the phone rang and I took it when I was unmuted. So I apologize because I know that's irritating. I'm in District 404, and as before, I'm calling in and speaking for Carol Linehan, Lion Carol Linehan, who's also on the foundation as well as Huntington Beach Host Lions Club. She had a clarification, and I will tell you, she says that the district governor of another district should also be notified when you go to another district to get a student from, you know, like if we went from 4L4 to 4L5 and got a student, we need to also not only speak to another club so that they don't think we're poaching, but also the district governor in that district.
Yeah, that's what we said. Was brought up by someone. And I'm sorry if I missed a name, but there's not a chance that I'm going to remember all of your names. All right. Are there people we haven't heard from?
Lion Mo Powers, 4C3.
Yes, thank you. On page 15 of the booklet, it's very clear that contestants have to draw, is that where I found it? Anyway, contestants have to draw numbers for the order of speakers. Does anyone have thoughts about how we can do that if the meeting is remote?
Yeah, I talked about that a little bit earlier, but I'll repeat it.
Thank
Basically, what we were doing was assigning each student a letter that only they and the chair knows, and then pulling names from a hat. This is speaker A, your student A, you are speaker number 3, and go like that on live.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anybody else that hasn't spoken? Hey, is there anybody else that has a question? We ready to wrap this up? Okay, as I said in the beginning, there's no cookie cutter template I can hand you. Don't I wish? We're going to have to be creative. COVID has us concerned for our safety, the safety of those we serve, our students. So do what you feel is safe, best, right. Trust your Lions. Trust your judges. Trust your students. We're all in this together. I want to thank again this wonderful group of individuals that are the MD4 Student Speaker Committee. They have been with me through a lot of stuff. I also want to thank Council Chair Claudia for helping set this up today, and Foundation President Director Chris Orm. Thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful day. Have fun with Student Speaker. Have fun with the students and the other volunteers. They will help you have a successful. This is really this year more of a, everybody's going to need each other to help each other. So I appreciate it.
Mary,
Yes.
Leo Martin, do I have that right? He had his hands raised. I don't have him.
Hi. Hopefully everyone can
There
hear
you
me
go.
fine. Leo Martin from the Fairfield Host, District 4C2. We've been holding our club, God, for 80 plus years now, or thereabouts. I don't go back that far. But one thing that kind of struck me is we've never had a problem getting students. We've had 6 high schools and 3 school districts, 2 private high schools, home study, independent study, 2 charter schools. Usually I have teachers back in October contacting us, trying to get slots for their students and stuff like that. Right now, as you may see behind me, we do have our contest scheduled for about 6 weeks from now on March 10th. We really plan on having it indoors. We've contacted the local schools with large gyms. We haven't confirmed anything yet because we want to get a little bit closer to the contest date. But those schools are more than willing. I mean, they're basically empty up here right now. Fairfield is right smack dab between San Francisco and Sacramento, for those that are not familiar with the geography. If that doesn't pan out, our local community center may bend the rules a little bit, allow a dozen or so of us in to hold the contest in a 500-foot capacity auditorium. We do have several outdoor venues that we can call upon. So using a virtual contest for us is strictly as a last resort. And if we do hold it that way, our plan is to have it held in our usual meeting spot with the students and the chairman acting as proctor, and then having that transmitted to the judges, timers, and tellers. One thing that we do is that we keep a list of teachers, counselors, principals of all our local schools. And fairly early, we try to contact them, let them know as soon as we know about what the contest will be about, advise them. And like I said, we've had absolutely no trouble over the years filling our 6. As a matter of fact, I wish the district or MD4 would allow us to have more students at the club level, because right now, like I said, I have our 6 slots full and about another 4 on standby, and that will probably double by the time in the next couple weeks. Anyway,
Pair them with another club.
Yeah, the problem is that we're actually covering the city of Vacaville, since the club there turned in their charter a few years ago. So for students in the Vacaville school district and stuff like that, the nearest club would be Dixon. And I do have feelers out to Dixon saying, about another week or so, all my standby people, especially if they're from Vacaville, will be told, well, we may not be able to get you in, but contact so-and-so here at Dixon, see if they, if you can have go over there.
That's wonderful.
So
I'm glad to hear you have a great source of them.
Anyway,
I was remiss. Pat Dixon is here from Canada. Pat, is there anything you'd like to say?
Yeah, hi guys, how you doing? I'm 4 time zones away from you guys. I'm on the other coast. I'm on the, for those of you who know Canada, I'm in the, located in Kingston Lions Club in Kingston, Nova Scotia, Canada. Right now it's about 17 degrees Fahrenheit here. So outside's not an option. But yeah, I'm the Zone 6 chair here for District N, District N here. And we have roughly 70 clubs, 1,700 Lions, and the province of Nova Scotia is only 950,000 people. So we do have a speak out contest. It sounds similar to what you guys run down in California. It's a little, the prizes at the upper end are a lot more than we give here. We don't have a foundation. We go as high as the multiple district, but that's it. We don't have scholarships of $10,000 or I think 4,500 is on your website. But yeah, it's good for me to see this because for the most part, it sounds like we run our program similar to yours. And we have the biggest challenge we have up here is a lot of our clubs are technology challenged. A lot of our Lions are technology challenged. And a lot of areas outside the major population centers here are challenged with access to high-speed internet, right? And it's nothing worse than getting a speaker that is broken up, right? Because that's just hard, right? So this is one of the things we had to consider this year. We elected this year to cancel this year's contest because we had a similar poll. I polled across our district, and not one Lions club or district was going to hold a contest this year because of the pandemic restrictions up here are quite similar. We can't meet with more than 5, but the schools were not willing to do that, right? So what I'm trying to do is plan for next year, hoping that the vaccines all work. We're back to a semblance of normalcy. But if not, I'll be trying to set up way in advance something similar to what you guys doing down there is how can we hold a contest online with using Zoom or WebEx or a similar platform and put in the proper controls in that. Reading through your handbook there real quick, you got a pretty good handbook, and it's actually some good ideas there for me. I'm going to poach you to use the term you guys use. But our contest up here at our district is only 8 pages long. That's all it is. That's how much direction we got. But I want to thank you guys very much. I got some good ideas. I got some good thoughts that I thought of before, but some things I hadn't thought of, which is really good. I made notes, and I really appreciate you guys allowing me to sit in and listen. I appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Thank you. I have 2 people with hands up. Jennifer Gass, are you waiting?
Yes. I just wanted to say for the gentleman from San Francisco that's providing the forms in fillable PDF, if there are any other blind zone chairs or speaker chairs besides me or anyone else participating, those we can actually read the full form and fill out the full form. Whereas when someone scans or takes a picture of a document and sends it to me, my software can't read that to me. So I'm really grateful that those are being provided. And if there's any way to do that in any case in the future, it makes it accessible to the blind to read the PDF and the
Thank
content
you, Jennifer. That's good to make us remember. Art?
Yes. 2 clubs in our surrounding area will not be holding the contest. Am I limited at the club level as to how many contestants we can host?
They generally say 6.
Okay.
Maybe what you can do is have your school have a runoff before they come to you.
All right. Yeah, well, that's what we're thinking, but I wanted to make sure we'd like to invite kids in our surrounding area if we can. Right. And I heard earlier that we can hold our own zone contest if need be.
No, what you have to do is contact your zone person and have you help them. They have to hold it, but you can be the host. Pam, I see you have a
Thank you.
hand up.
Yes, I didn't realize that you could only have 6 contestants. I don't know where I didn't know that before. So I have actually more than 6 that have signed up. So do I
Contact
have
North
to,
County.
I'm sorry?
Contact North County.
Okay.
Aren't they up by about you?
I don't know if they're
You
gonna
know
have
what?
a
I'll
contact.
talk to you after the meeting, Pam.
Hey,
Okay.
hey, Mary,
Yes.
I think this is Fred. That's just a recommendation, I believe, about
Yeah,
6.
it is just a recommendation because we had
there's
one
not a hard
last year
number.
that did 15 kids. I can't imagine
Right.
sitting through 15 kids speaking.
It's just a recommendation. We had
Yeah.
11. It's what
Perfect.
you can deal with and handle in a time frame.
Perfect. It's our first
Yeah.
year, but some
Yeah.
may drop, but at least I want to be able to do it. All right, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Okay, it is 11:30. I have to tell you, thank you. Thank
Michael's
you.
hand
Thank
is
you.
up.
Michael?
Thank you.
Yes, a hand for the chairperson or the.
Yeah.
Okay.
Michael, you want to do something real fast?
Okay.
Who's Michael?
I have a quick announcement.
Jeannie?
This is Janine Healy. I'm the GLT for 4C6, and I'd like all the participants in this session for 4C6 know that we're going to have a separate session to follow up. Probably notice will go out tomorrow. Thank you.
I have a question.
Yes.
Can I get Leo Martin's phone number? We only have one speaker. We could use some. I'm in Livermore, so that's close to Fairfield. Leo Martin, is he still there?
Yes, I am. Livermore is actually quite a bit of ways. We're up along Highway 80 between San Francisco and Sacramento. Livermore is about a good hour and a half drive.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, we're doing it on
Mike-
Zoom, so that,
Leo,
Ian,
Leo, I want your email address or phone number. I'm in Benicia, and
Sure.
And you might try Danville or Pleasanton down
I
in
was
your
going to
neck of the
go
woods.
American Canyon first, but since I have Leo here, I thought I'd grab him.
Okay.
Anyone who wants to send me an email can send it to fairfieldhostlions@gmail.com.
Thank you.
Ann, this is
Yeah, I
Linda.
got that.
And this is Linda Barber from 4C3. I'm in Brentwood, and we have about 30 students. We only take 6, and we place the other students that we have overflow. I'm in Brentwood, so we're like half an hour from you over the hill on Vasco.
Right, I know where you are. Can I give you my phone number or you give me yours?
I'll just text it to you. Through your
You have
email. I know I have the directory. I'm the district second vice district governor, so I have access to all phone numbers.
Yeah.
So I will send you an email.
All right, folks. Let's we have other people. Thank you guys so much. Alan, thank you for doing inviting people to the next session. I have a prior commitment, so I cannot be there. But if you need me, call me on the phone. The 619-445 number.
Okay.
And send me an email if you guys need to. Thank you. Let's do this best we can. And bless everybody and stay safe. And gosh, let's have our world back, right? Everybody, thank you. Goodbye. Thank
you.
Thank
you, Mary.
Bye-bye. Thanks for doing this. Everybody stay safe. Bye, Leo. Bye, Leo.
Bye.
Thank you, guys.